So last night I watched Molly's Game starring Jessica Chastain and Idris Elba, and of course written and directed by the great Aaron Sorkin. Aaron Sorkin wrote one of my favorite movies of all time, which is The Social Network, and I had never seen Molly's Game until last night, but this is a great movie. Not as great as The Social Network, but I did really enjoy it. Aaron Sorkin's writing, of course, is fantastic. He is one of my favorite writers, and this screenplay makes this whole movie extremely captivating, despite the fact that it is quite long, which I would say is one of my only critiques of the film, because there are certain scenes that don't feel entirely necessary in service of the larger story, but that really doesn't bug me. I don't mind long movies, but it did feel like there were certain scenes that could have been shortened or cut out. Aside from that, everything else is pretty fantastic. The writing is top-notch. Aaron Sorkin, this was the first movie that he directed in addition to writing, and he is a good director, not as good a director as he is a writer, but the directing was solid. I love movies that do the visuals on the screen. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if there's a term for this, but where you have like a visual pop-up explaining what cards the... See, I don't know how to play poker. This whole movie's about poker, now I want to learn. Visuals popping up explaining why this hand is a good hand and this hand is a bad hand, or talking about her skiing and it's like the hill was at a whatever degree slope and then a line with the 56 degrees pops up on screen. I love stuff like that. I just think it adds an energy to the movie, and I think it fit this movie perfectly. So I loved the style of this movie visually, and the other thing about this movie is that it's extremely heavily narrated from beginning to end by Jessica Chastain's character. And a lot of times movies can use narration as a crutch when they don't know how else to convey information, but I think the narration really added an energy to this movie that kept it propelling forward despite the fact that it is longer. It doesn't necessarily feel its length because it is so captivating. And the narration, I actually think, keeps it moving and also lets you into Molly's mind. And that's the thing, it is a pretty subdued character, but I think Jessica Chastain nails it. But I think Jessica Chastain really nails it. It is more subdued. I think the narration helps let you into her a lot, and there are certain scenes where you do feel more let into her mind, and I think that there's a lot... What I admired about this movie is thematically there's a lot more to it than just it being a crime movie, because it shows what happens to a person when they're sort of placed into the world of greed, of these super rich men who are greedy, terrible people, and what happens to a person as they're sort of worn down by being a part of this world. I think that Jessica Chastain's character, Molly, her relationship with her father is a really interesting character dynamic. I loved their relationship. I loved a scene that they had together on a bench, without giving too much away. And I also loved Idris Elba's character. He gave a fantastic performance. Him and Jessica Chastain played extremely well off of each other, and they had some awesome scenes together. So overall, that's a big recommendation for me. It's on Netflix. I definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't. I don't hear too many people talking about this movie. I think it came out in 2017, about 3 years ago. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It's a movie with great writing, I mean, top-notch writing, and some fantastic performances, and I think a really great sense of style. So definitely check that out. Thank you for checking out this video, and stay tuned for more movie news, movie reviews, analysis, whatever I feel like talking about. You can follow me on Letterboxd, Twitter, and Instagram at Jake_Zingg. Thank you for checking out this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.